Welcome to today's exciting launch party called Spring Forward with this new die. Today we're launching the new Die to Try series die that is sure to make your next quilting project a breeze to create. Hi quilters, I'm Lynn Gibney, AccuQuilt's Chief Brand and Product Officer. I can't wait for you to see this month's Die to Try, so let me quickly introduce you to your hosts for today, Pam and Erica.
Oh, thank you, Miss Lynn.
Thank you, Lynn. Hello.
All right, quilters, this die is so easy to put together. It looks complicated, it is not. And we have had such fun working with it.
We really have. And we have a fantastic launch party for you all today. As always, we've planned a lot of fun for you with some sweet prizes. We've got amazing project and die ideas and an inspirational trunk show.
All right, ladies, I'm going to go get ready for our experts. We have Tami White and Barbara Harper who will be helping to show off the new die in a little bit. So have a great show.
All right, thanks Lynn.
All right, let's not wait any longer. Let's see our new die. Okay.
Add even more elegance to your quilting projects with the Go Palm 8-inch finished die. This block and board or bob die features 7 shapes that are a breeze to cut out with any Go fabric cutter. In just one pass through the cutter, you'll be able to easily piece and sew 2 3-color 8-inch finished blocks, thanks to the built-in 1/4-inch seam allowances, specialized dog-eared corners, and screen-printed letters on the die board. Think about adding other 8-inch finished bobs or compatible cubes to create fiery throw quilts, enchanting wall hangings, tropical table runners, and more. Relax and let this bob die do all the hard work, because at AccuQuilt we help you cut time so you can quilt more. Okay, I can practically feel those warm tropical breezes blowing. Nice. Eric and I have both been simply blown away by all the creative possibilities of this classic block, haven't we?
We really have. And that's just the point. This is a classic block, and traditionally it's been a little challenging to put together. Look at those narrow points. They're perfect using the die.
Right, look at this.
Look at that. In fact, this block is often made with foundation paper piecing, but the die lets you keep palm and quilt on.
All right. So now that you've seen the block, which I think is so fun, it makes a 9-inch finished block. Let's take a look at the die.
And I almost didn't believe that this was a traditional block because it looks so modern and contemporary.
I agree. All right, so here is the die. Now this is what we call a block on board or bob die. Erica, people ask us all the time, what is a bob die?
That's right.
So that means, if it's a bob die, it means all the pieces you need to make one 9-inch finished, 3-color, or 8-inch finished, sorry. 8-inch finished, there we go.
There.
There. 3-color block are on this die board.
Right.
Okay, all the shapes you need. And it's on a 6x24 die board, so we can cut, it can be used in any of our cutters, including that Go Me.
That's right.
What else can we talk about here, Erica?
Well, the key really to me is not only the screen printed letters, which really help you keep track of your pieces, but really, you know, after you put your first block together, it just goes together so quickly. But it's those specialized dog ears, and Pam's showing you, here's some. This makes it so those pieces, once you lay them out, they're gonna fit together perfectly when you sew them, and it just goes together like a breeze.
It does. And from those dog ears, you can get those perfect 1/4-inch seams.
That's right. It's all built in.
Right. And one of the things we want to talk about is that these pieces over here are the background pieces.
Yes.
And these pieces here are the color pieces.
Yes.
And we designed it like that so that you could cut those pieces easily.
Yes.
Now, we're going to lay it down here and talk about this for a hot minute, Because Erica, these are what we call directional shapes.
That
right?
is right. And the block has mirror images.
So here we're going to show it right here. So here there's a left and a right,
Yes.
and a left and a
That's
right.
right.
And so here's B, and here's D, and here's F. So what you want to do is, if you're using colors, it doesn't matter. You can just fan
solid,
yeah,
yeah.
or solid, so you can just do that. But we're going to use some pattern fabric so we can show you how to lay out the pieces.
Yes.
We always talk about lengthwise green, and I purposely left the salvage
Oh, look at that.
edge.
And it's
Look,
a
it has
very
palms.
cute.
It has palms on it.
Oh, it does.
I know.
Oh,
Sometimes it works
you're
out.
so clever.
Sometimes it works out. So we left the salvage edge, so this is that lengthwise green.
Yes.
And it's nice and tight. Look, right there, nice and tight. You want to get the lengthwise green so that your pieces cut correctly. So what we're going to do is we're just going to lay it over the shapes.
But we are going to fan fold because
We
that's
are.
going to give us our mirror images.
Right, if we're going to go back and forth. And I want to make sure that I don't get any of that salvage.
Well, yes,
should
'cause
feel
I'm taking it with
I was
me.
going to say I'm going to save the salvage for you.
Thank you.
Okay. And then here we're going to use white as our background fabric, and we're going to do the exact same thing. We've left the salvage edge on,
Right.
and we're going to measure. Now the cutting instructions are on the packaging for the die.
Yes.
So it will help you. It'll be easier when you're doing. Oh, look, we have
Absolutely.
threads. Imagine
Oh,
that.
imagine that.
Okay.
The mark of a quilter.
That's
now
right.
remember, this is a die to try die, and that means that it's only available through the end of the month or while supplies last, right, Pam?
That's right. All right, so we're gonna put our 6x24 cutting mat on, and we're gonna run it through. Remember, it can go through any of our cutters, including that Go Me. Now, you can get it from the AccuQuilt website, but you can also get it from your local AccuQuilt retailer.
right.
And if you have a local quilt shop that doesn't carry our product, be sure to tell them you'd love to see our product in their store.
That's right. That's right.
Okay.
Okay.
All right, so here we go. Thank you.
Little love.
Little love slide, don't lift.
Okay, well,
That was
I'm keeping. Oh, stop.
I know, it's so staticky in here.
I'm keeping
go.
the scrappage because I want the salvage.
Yes, there you go.
Okay.
Okay. All right.
All right, I'll put everything back the way it was.
All right, so Erica, shall we build
I think we
block
should. I think we should.
and show them? Okay, so we're gonna start here in the corner, and I left my pieces on the die board.
I did too. I
when I
did
made
too.
my test block.
Yep.
Okay.
Me too.
So what you're gonna do is you're gonna create, we're gonna have shape A, and it's gonna create this square in the corner. This is also a great value when we talk about other shapes
Right.
that you can create
Right.
with our bob dies. Not only can you create palms, but you can create other ones.
That's right.
All right, and then we're gonna start here with our B. Now look
Yes.
at this. So here's how you're gonna know they're gonna line up, Erica.
Yep.
Is that the dog ears match. So see, we have rounded dog ears here. Once we sew those, we're gonna sew that piece to that,
Yep.
right? It's gonna match up. All right, and then we're gonna build some other of our
Right.
white.
And this is as easy as following the alphabet. So we've got piece A, piece B.
Right, now I have
Oh,
C.
You've got C. Okay.
But when we use the alphabet. Okay, and see, this is where you just want to make sure you're doing it right. Okay, now the way you're going to know it's working here is going to create that square edge.
Right.
All right, so what comes after D?
I believe that is D
Or D,
because we
yes.
did C,
Yes,
right?
there we go.
ABC. So here you go.
Yep. Okay,
Is this right?
this, hold on, see? Here we go. There we go. There we go. And remember, we have those 1/4 inch seam
There is
allowance.
seam allowance involved.
Yep,
D,
yep,
E,
yep.
E like in Erica.
E like in Erica. I know there's never a P like in Pam. It's okay though. I'm okay with that.
There you go.
Okay. And then here's our last section. There we go.
And then our last background.
Yeah. Oh, big ones right
The big
here.
one, yeah.
Okay. So again, you're going to know you did this correctly because look, Erica, here's the edge of the square.
And if it helps, once you get past here, think about you kind of alternate narrow end, wide end, narrow end, wide end.
And when Erica and I sewed our blocks together, we did all the left side, and all the right side, and then sewed them together. And on the video, we're going to show you how to do that. And then here's the big tip. Press those seams open.
Absolutely.
Otherwise, you're going to get so much bulk.
Yes.
All right? All right, so the basics of this block are super simple, but I'm anxious to see what creative ideas our experts are going to bring to this tropical party that we're having today.
Yes, indeed. Now, for today's show, we've challenged 2 of our experts to create plenty of project ideas for you that will all be so easy to put together.
Working with the cubes and the Go Palm die is Tami White. Tami's an experienced quilter whose love of quilting started 40 years ago when she made her first quilt for her baby daughter.
Tami's used the AccuQuilt system since 2009, and she loves making memory quilts. Her corporate career as a cost engineer has taken her to many states and allowed her to experience quilting in many different American cultures.
And working with other block on board dies alongside the Go Palm die is Barbara Harper. Barbara is a quilter and a seamstress. Look at how fun she is. A pattern designer, educator, long arm newbie, and a scrap fabric lover. Barbara has owned her AccuQuilt Go since 2008 and credits much of her award-winning quilt success to the accurate cuts of her system.
As a seamstress, Barbara incorporates the AccuQuilt system into a wide variety of sewing related work. She teaches at guilds, shops, and retreats, as well as creating patterns and projects for AccuQuilt and the Missouri Star Quilt Company.
Oh, she's so fun. I love her hat.
She is the epitome of the coastal grandma style.
She is very much so. Yep.
Coastal Grammy style, right there.
I think it's time to check out what ideas our expert Franz have come up with. Tami, what do you have so far?
Well, hey, ladies, it's great to be back. I love testing out these new die boards that come out, and this palm is no exception. You know, I'm a history buff, and I've got this great book, The Romance of the Patchwork Quilt, and this is published in 1932, and I'll be darned if this block is not in this book. So we resurrected an oldie, and we're going to turn it into a new, modern quilt block, and it's just this was a lot of fun to play with, and I'll tell you what, it looks a little complicated, but it is very simple. All right, first thing I always do is make a test block, 2 colors, see how it goes together. It went together like a charm. Then I did reverse colors, so swapping out A dark, A light. And that went together really great too. It made me realize that I've got to cut some pieces face up and some pieces face down. Then I gave it a try on pressing the blocks open or pressing them to the dark or the light side. I preferred pressing it to the light side better than pressing the blocks open. It just went together much more simply for me. So remember, that's always your decision to do that, but that's what I found worked best for me. Now, I downloaded the palm into EQ, and I also downloaded some of the cube patterns. Remember, there's 72 patterns for each cube, corner, and angle. And so I'll give you an idea of some of the stuff I came up with. This is a really fun red, white, and blue. And the thing I love about this one is I added the, I've got my triangle and a square here, but I also rotated out those center piece A's and gave myself a little pinwheel into the center of this, which you would not have seen otherwise. Another one is I took negative space. So I went total negative space and turned the background black. But again, all I did was, there's 16 blocks on here, but if you notice, there is no leaf here. Turn that leaf black. So we got a different geometric design to this super old block. And I love this one. I turned this into a queen size quilt, and this one just might have to go onto the sewing machine here soon. All right, so again, downloaded some of those the blocks from EQ. We've got those all out there. And this is simply half square triangles. And so half square triangles created me a really great border for my palm table runner that I can create here. I love this die. It turned out great. It's super easy to use, and EQ8 makes designing even simpler. So I'm going to go wrap up my final project, and I'll be back with you in just a short minute.
Okay, my
Great
favorite was
ideas.
the black background
Yes,
as well.
yes. We're gonna
That
talk about
negative
that.
space,
Yeah.
we're going to talk about that. Now, quilters, Tami mentioned using EQ, which is Electric Quilt 8 design software, or EQ8. our good friend Lori Miller created the software and recently added another block library
Yes.
using our AccuQuilt product, which features 16 more bob dies. This is a great tool to use when you want to imagine a new design using different bobs. That design software is available at AccuQuilt.com.
That's right.
And I love that we've updated that block library to include those new bob dies.
And we do sell the EQ8 software, which you need to get
Yes.
started, and then you can add on those
Yes.
libraries that Lori's
Yes.
made. Now, Tami also mentioned the book, The Romance of the Patchwork Quilt in America.
Does that not sound like a novel?
It does sound like a
I'm just
novel, and
saying.
I was intrigued. It's a handbook that discusses the history and development of quilting, and it even has pictures, I'm told.
I love it.
So it can be a great tool to learn more about quilt history and explore for new projects. And who knows, you may see something in there that strikes your fancy. You can always send in a request for a traditional quilt block that you'd like to see made into a die. And I was so intrigued that I went online and found a used copy of this book. I don't know if it's even still in print.
Probably not.
But of course it didn't come in time for the show, so it'll probably be there when I get home today, who knows. Well, I can't wait to see what Barbara's streaming up to after seeing Tami's ideas. But first, I think we should give away a Go Palm die
Oh, we should.
to a lucky registered viewer who registered for today's show.
All right. Quilters, our first lucky winner of a Go Palm 8-inch finished die is, drum roll please, Gail S. of Mohawk, Michigan. Congratulations. You're going to love this die. I really have enjoyed working with it.
You really will. Now, Tami came up with some really clever ideas, and she was working with the cube.
Right.
Now, if you aren't familiar with our cube system, the Go Mix and Match cube has 8 different shapes that will all work together to make over 72 different quilt blocks, all in one handy-dandy storage box along with some free patterns for you and the mat that you need.
Now remember, the Go Cubes come in 7 different finished block sizes, from 4 to 12 inches. All the cubes have the same 8 shapes. They're just different sizes.
Right.
We also have companion sets, corners, and angles to match each size. So be sure to check out the cube videos on our website, Facebook page, and YouTube channel to learn more. We have lots of ones on opening the box and seeing what's inside.
Yes. Now, the 8-inch finish cube is going to be a natural fit because our palm finishes to 8 inches. But another great fit would be the 8.5 inch, Go Square 8.5 inch, 8-inch finished die, because this block would work perfectly alongside a palm block and give you some nice room to add maybe a little applique to it.
Little real estate here
Yes.
that you can do. I love the idea of kind of separating them out and adding other shapes, but I know where you're going in your quilting head.
Right, right.
We should use the Go Flamingo die.
Yes.
After all, no tropical party would be complete without a flamingo, oh, I don't know, or 7. And our Go Flamingo dies, it makes it so easy to add a flamboyance of flamingos.
Did you know that was what a group of
I did.
flamingos was called? A flamboyance.
I know, I love it. Okay, so here's our die. And it has all of the shapes to make our flamingo, including our wing and its beak and its little eye.
Little eye.
Right here, it cuts out the little part for
It's
its legs.
fantastic.
Right here.
It would take forever, and you would never cut one out as perfectly as we have here.
And this is the one that the lovely Erica embroidered for us.
I did. And it was using one of our free downloadable stitches. We have 3 free downloadable outline stitches for all of our non-designer dies. This happens to be the motif.
Yes.
We also have a blanket stitch and a satin stitch, but we also have some really cute and adorable shapes that are available for purchase.
You see.
Like this little beachy couple that came to our party. Here, let's do this, because I feel like they'd go really nicely right here. On point.
Look, and they even match our colors.
Look, is this not a
Okay.
party?
So these are called the beach flamingos, right? 1
Yes,
and 2.
1 and 2.
Look, flippy flops.
They have flippy flops. There's little
starfish.
starfish.
And this has a pretty little necklace.
She does a little flower,
I love them.
little
Rick-rack.
rickrack on her.
These
I
are
love
from
the
our good friends at
heart-shaped
V-Stitch.
sunglasses too.
So think if you're thinking about maybe a fun beach quilt,
Oh yes,
right? You could use all
This
of
would
the
be really fun.
Yeah, just to
have a
throw out on the
condo in
beach.
Palm Beach. Here you
If
go.
you have a condo in Palm Beach, you need to tell Erica and I because we're going to come
We're going to
visit.
grab our sewing machines and our cutters,
cut.
and we'll be there.
Yep, but a fun table runner for summer.
Oh,
Maybe
yes.
you're having a fun party this summer. You could make a
Yes.
table runner with it. But I just love it. Now,
I do too.
don't worry if you don't have an embroidery machine.
right.
You can finish these flamingos off in any way you like. You can do stitching just inside the raw edge. You can use a decorative stitch from your sewing machine, or just quilting right over their little cute pink heads. That's my favorite. I just use my machine and go all over
Little pink
them.
heads. Well, I think it's time we check in with our next expert, Frond, and see what Barbara's created. What do you have for us?
Well, ladies, this new 8-inch palm die is a breeze to put together. And I just love it because of all the shapes that are on here. You can make 2-inch blocks, you make 4-inch blocks, 6-inch, and 8-inch blocks just from this one die. You can make some diamonds. This one's 4 by 8. Here's some middle-sized diamonds, and here's some large diamonds. Going to be a great alternative to sash my blocks instead of just using plain sashing. Let me show you some ways that you can incorporate them with some bobs also. Spiky star is my all-time favorite, and you can make the spiky star. These are 4-inch blocks that are in these edges, and so that Washington puzzle will fit right in there. Here's a medium-sized one, and they make 6-inch blocks, which Priscilla's star or Priscilla's stripe will fit right in there. And then, of course, the large one will give you the Chinese lantern, which is an 8-inch block that you can fill in. You still have this 4-inch block to put them in. The unique thing about the Chinese lantern is, look, the pieces interchange with the palm. So you can change this piece out and use the piece from the palm die and make a unique, different design with your Chinese lantern die. Let me show you some more. You can use pieces from the palm to frame your blocks. This section right here would be 8 inches. So like weather vane, that would be a cute one. That's an 8-inch block that would fit in there. Or what about using the outer large pieces, and that would give you enough room for a 12-inch bob. This is the North Carolinas, and it fits right in there perfect. Another one, playing around. I put the block together like this, and I ran it through my Drunkard Path die. Kind of a unique, different design. I'm gonna play with that and see what comes about. Last but not least, I'm gonna move right over here, and I wanna show you this. These are just making the 6-inch blocks and not the whole 8-inch block. And it gives you a 24-inch square with a 12-inch center. So all kinds of bobs you can shape up to fit into that 12-inch space. Here's a tangled star that has been extended with the North Carolina. That would look good in the right colors. Alabama Beauty, those curves add to these sharp points. That's another one. It's been extended out to fit. What about the Arkansas Traveler? That is a 12-inch bob, so that would fit in there really nice. My all-time favorite is the Courtyard. I played with color and shapes on this one. I also added some sashing to make it fit in that spot. So I'm gonna go get busy and dream up something to use the new 8-inch palm with the bob die.
Okay.
We can't stop talking about all the things
We
that
have
she
watched
did.
this video about 4 times, and Barbara is just brilliant.
Yes.
And I feel like I need a palm to fan myself after all those amazing ideas. So quick, let's give away another Go Palm die to a
yes.
lucky viewer who registered for today's show, and we'll think more about Barbara's ideas.
Absolutely. All right, quilters. Our second lucky winner of a Go Palm 8-inch finished die is, drum roll please. It's Rhonda G. from Grand Blanc, Michigan.
Congratulations. Good job, Justin.
Fast finger Kenyon over
Yeah,
there.
Kenyon over there. Okay, now Barbara has my quilting mind blown with all of her ideas. So
Yes.
let's take a look at some of the ideas she came up, but where should we start?
Well, I don't even know where to start with this one, but let's look at some of the things that she did with the pieces of the die.
Right, because we talk about the value of a bob die is not just the block that it makes,
But
it
the
can make
pieces.
the pieces that go together that make other blocks and
Right,
other shapes.
and that you can do other things with it.
Right.
Now, besides a test block, which of course you always make,
Always.
you can come up with so many things, like Tami did when she did her reverse
Yes.
colors, which was
Yes.
fabulous.
Fabulous. The black and white was fabulous.
Okay, so let's look at how she broke that down. She took the pieces and put them together. So she took 2 of the A's up in the
Yes.
corner and just put those together and made a 2-inch finished square.
Yes, she did.
Then she took the A, B, C pieces and
Right.
put them together and made a 4-inch block. So then this can match up with 4-inch bobs like
The
the Washington's puzzle that we love.
Yes, so you could have another one over here. And I think that that is such a cool, first of all, great way
Right.
to use up your scraps.
Right. All these two.
All of this,
Yes,
all of
all of
this.
this is great for scraps. But then she just kept going with it. So then she took the next 2,
Here, I'll move my
And-
pieces so we don't lose them.
made a 6-inch finish block.
So I used the 4-inch cube to make this 6-inch finished block, but you have a better one.
Yes, and then, so we talked about the negative space and what she had done with that. So if you took your background color and used that for that second leaf,
Which is what she did with
which
the
is what she
black.
did, that's how she got the effect. Seam allowance here. Let me
Seam
pull
allowance,
this up.
pull forward.
That's how she got the effect of just this
This little
section.
chevron section.
The same thing would work, of course, if you put the white over there, but then you can put that into that center. I mean,
So any 4-inch
so
block,
many
you could do a
possibilities.
4 patch, you could do
right.
blocks from the 4-inch
Right.
cube. You could do a little star block, and then you have a spiky star.
Right. So she talked about.
Oh, I'm sorry, you
Wait,
have a
she
batch
talked
process.
about diamonds. So here's how she would have done this. Now, Pam and I both looked at this and said, okay, live long and prosper.
Yes.
Yeah.
For those of you who do that.
But then putting the other side, the mirror images,
Right here.
then we're,
Oh, yeah, we can't do it with this.
Yeah.
But yeah.
but
The
yes.
mirror image, and you'd make a cool diamond block.
Right. So she's taken that half square triangle and put it onto the bigger leaf on the
Right.
other side, the background piece. It's just genius how she switched this all around.
And before all of you are in a panic, don't forget all of our videos live on our Facebook page and our YouTube page and our website.
Yes,
So
yes.
you can come back and watch all of this palm die magic. Okay.
Yes. Then she started talking about the spiky star, which of course we all love. And
Yes.
here's one that we made with our 4-inch cube, or
Yeah.
because it's a
6-inch finished block.
It's a 6-inch finished block. It's a 3x3 or a 9-patch
Right.
design. But how she made those big sections was taking again the background pieces and cutting one out of the background color and one out of the background,
Right.
so that she got long,
Right.
skinny,
Here,
spiky peaks.
we'll fold it in half and you can see.
Mm-hmm.
So this is the concept of that, only big,
Right.
huge, long ones.
We used our companion angles here,
Right.
but this made them long and skinny because we don't have something.
Tall and skinny is what every quilter wants to be.
Well, I certainly do.
So
My
just
whole
think
life.
about that. All right. So look at all of this great ideas that
So
both
much
of our
inspiration.
experts, both of our experts came up with some really great ideas.
Yes.
Okay. All right. And I think it really helps to break down these ideas since Barbara packed in so much information.
Yes.
And then how about using the blocks like borders? I thought that was great.
Yes, and she used the tangled star because we love that one.
Right.
How she expanded that using another block on board die, the Go North Carolina Star. That die we know is super versatile.
So versatile. It has so many great pieces that can be added and to other blocks.
Yes, but let's face it, the one that she did that really blew our quilting minds was the one with the courtyard block.
Right. So this is the courtyard
is the
block,
courtyard
and don't forget
block.
it has an applique center. Okay. Now, but we need to talk to Barbara because Erica and I in our quilting
We've
heads.
looked and we've looked. So these pieces are the different colors. So she's got a rainbow. But for these pieces, I'm gonna guess she pieced fabric, black on one side, colored on the other, and then laid it on the die and cut it.
Yes, and then sewed it there. Because this right here creates this cool little ring
Right.
of black that she had on her.
That she had, because this
And then
whole
this-
center
right.
coming right around here.
Right, and then this was a black circle that was appliqued. But we'll check it out. We'll ask Barbara to send us
That's right.
The pattern, and we'll see if we can make something out
That's
of it.
right. And I'm exhausted, and we haven't even seen the expert's final challenge.
Oh my gosh,
pieces
no,
yet.
and Tami had such great ideas with color and EQ8.
Yes.
And the whole idea of just half square triangles with it, I can hardly wait.
You can do so many things with a good half square triangle, right?
You can. All right, so let's get into it. Let's reveal today's final projects right now. Tami, what do you have?
Okay, so I'm back with my final project. This I'm calling Opposites Attract. Now I did opposite pieces, so you can see on this block here, I've got darks and lights, and that created my diamond in the center, and these are all set square. They are not on point. And I just absolutely love these colors together. So here you are, Opposites Attract.
Okay.
Okay, that was so
That was really cool how
brilliant.
she did that.
Right, to create those cornerstones.
Yes.
Right? And I
really
love
like that.
the basic, 3 colors, the background and then 2 coordinating colors. Talk about a really fast, easy weekend project.
Yes. That
you could
looks
do.
really complicated.
Oh yeah, very much so.
Your quilting friends and non-quilting friends alike are going to look at that and go, ooh.
That diamond in the center, not on point.
That's right. All right, let's see what Barbara's done. Barbara, what have you made for us?
Well, here it is. I call it a palm fan, and it is made with the Cleopatra's fan and the 4 corners. And then I use the palm die. I've got 8 of those full-size blocks. And then the very center is a glorified 9 patch. You can see that I extended it and then framed it with pieces from the palm. It's 40 by 40 square. I like it set on point, and I'm going to use mine for wall art. Of course, you could always go in and put some large setting triangles on the side and make a oversized lap quilt. So I hope you enjoy the palm fan.
Okay.
Just
We
take a
gotta-
minute. I mean,
gotta-
both of our experts have such amazing projects. Okay.
I feel like, there's like, my brain is
Right.
quilting overload here, right?
So talk about how we use bobs with other bobs, right? She used Cleopatra's fan, your favorite glorified 9 patch.
Right.
And the palm die. And the thing you have to remember is, so the glorified 9 patch, you can extend that out
Right,
by
she-
adding other shapes and
Right.
strips that
She
she
bordered on the outside of it. She
Right.
worked the colors so that it just became,
used. Right. And the whole Cleopatra's fan. I mean, what a great project to create on EQ8.
Right.
Because you could take sections and create a
Yes.
whole new project. I love it as a wall art, but you could use it as a tabletop.
Right,
You could use it as a
right.
lap quilt. It'd be great.
yes.
And I have no idea how our viewers are going to
I
decide.
don't either. I love both the color combinations. I
Yes.
love both the designs.
Okay, so which expert project is your favorite? Is it Tami's Go Opposite Attracts wall hanging, or Barbara's Go Palm Fan wall hanging? Or do you love them both? 'Cause
If you
how
can't
would you choose?
decide, we've got that option. Now, if you're watching via the registration link or on YouTube, you can click on the vote box below or to the right of the chat box.
And if you're watching via Facebook, vote from the box that displays over the video.
All right, as amazing as it seems, we even have some more fantastic
Yeah.
inspiration for you in today's trunk show. Lynn, can you come and give us a hand?
Absolutely.
All right, welcome
right.
back. All right, so the first one is actually one of my favorites. It's called the Go Palm Fire Throw Quilt by our good friend Susie Webster of Webster Quilts. And Lynn, you were talking about how you were just at a modern quilt show and gray is like the new white,
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Or it's back again. I mean,
guess it's back.
I love the color choice here. But you could make it very traditional as well. But yeah, the gray just makes these hot colors pop.
Right, and the batik fabric, which is so great. But the thing I love about this that Susie did was she actually took those blocks and then created sashing between.
Right.
So it really gives that effect of like fireworks or a flame that is
Yes.
exploding.
Well, and the other thing she did was really emphasize those shapes with her quilting, which is something that we see. But she's got those tight swirls in the background, and then those no quilting on those frond pieces, we'll call them that, so that they really pop, and then very traditional feathers on the outside.
She also used our setting triangles to create those blocks on point, which I think
Yeah.
is great. And quilters, if you love this project, in a few weeks in an upcoming AQ Live, we're going to make that on a Wednesday. It's going to be great.
Should we show the back of it?
Yes. Look at this quilting.
You really just have to really look at that quilting to
Feathers
appreciate
and
what
the
she's
circles.
done.
Susie did a great job.
She absolutely did.
It's fantastic.
I'll take that,
All
please.
right. Okay, this next one is very large, so I did
Okay, well,
fold it.
while you unfurl that,
Okay.
it's the Go Palm Oasis Throw Quilt. It's by Ellen Alt of Handmade 3D, and she used Robert Kaufman fabric on this one.
Okay,
Okay.
hopefully you can see this.
Yeah, this is great. So when I think of the beach and summer, these are the colors I imagine, right? That periwinkle and
I
the
love that
tropical
periwinkle
colors.
color.
And what is this black, Erica?
That is Hattie's choice.
There it is. It is Hattie's choice. But I love the fact that Ellen took this Hattie's choice and then added a whole bunch of sashing with our strip dies. And then look, here's the palm die block. It creates like the cornerstones.
Right. It frames out the Hattie's Choice blocks. It's fabulous. I would happily put that on my bed.
Yeah. What are
Yeah.
you thinking, Lynn?
It's so creative. All of these patterns really show you how versatile this die is.
Really.
And how it works so well with our cubes and our bobs. And I do love the different colors, though. I just think it's something we don't see until it's, spring and summer, and
Yeah.
it's beautiful.
Yeah, and this is a very traditional block, as
It
you
is.
can imagine. It goes way back, but at this the QuiltCon Modern Quilt Guild show that I was just at, there were palm quilts everywhere.
That's what you were
So
saying.
it was pretty
Yes.
exciting to see that.
Well, and I think Tami showed us that modern take with the black and
Yes.
the white, the
absolutely.
blocks that she made.
Yeah.
And this too, really.
All right, I'm going to help you with this so you can grab her.
Okay.
next.
Okay.
All right,
Next
so-
one is the Go Miami Palms Table Runner. Now this one's by Mitzi Red of Red Homestead.
Okay,
And
this
it's a nice big long.
it's a nice. I'm going to do this just so you can see the. Well, I'm going to try to do this. Maybe I can't do that, but so you can see how it's mirrored.
There you
yes,
go.
There you go.
Yes. So we've
Sorry, that's
got
not-
kind of
right?
an ombre,
Right.
and the center here at the center point, then it's going to radiate out.
Right. And the thing that I love about this is that the quilting on it was so simple. It's straight line quilting. She did stitch in the ditch. Even on the binding, she just did straight stitching. So when you think of projects, sometimes that simple quilting is so pretty.
And this would be easy to quilt on your domestic machine.
Right. And these are 8-inch setting triangles.
But what I really love about setting the block on point and using those setting triangles is the way she's used the color, she's made them part of the design, not just
Right.
the frame.
Yes.
Right.
A lot of times when we're using those setting triangles, we're using them to frame out a center.
Right.
But it's really part of the overall design.
Total flamingo colors.
Total flamingo.
Total add flamingos to the. This would fit on your table, maybe, Lynn, right?
Yeah, it's definitely long enough.
Nice little one. Yeah.
Likes
Yeah.
to do
So,
that.
and again, with most of these table runner patterns, you can lengthen it or shorten it, just depending on what
Right.
your
If you
space
needed
is.
it smaller, you could do only 2 on either side.
Right.
So,
Yeah, it's beautiful.
yeah, lots of options. I do want to show the back really
Yes.
quick because, I love there's some play with the thread colors too. If you
Right.
can see that where there's
Yes.
orange and
There's
white
It's
and
fun on the
yeah.
back
and the
too, isn't
blues
it?
Yeah.
that go. I love this petite color. Just great.
Yes,
So very
How fun
pretty.
that is.
it is.
All right.
We have talented quilters
We
that design our
do.
projects. All right, next is the Go Pinpoint Wall Hanging by our good friend Terry Van de Bosch of Lizard Creek Quilting. She used Andover fabric, And this is the pattern that is on the packaging, and this is the pattern that Erica and I created on the video for how to sew the block together.
Yes.
Okay, so I love the fact that, again, it's solids. You know, we've been talking about that, and just the variety of solids that you can create. It's just so beautiful how it just flows together.
You know, it's got purple, it's got teal.
Yep.
I'm a happy girl with
Yep.
this.
Yep.
I love how she did the quilting on it too. It's very relaxed, loopy,
Yes.
wavy, and she changed the direction on it.
Right. And a great use of our strip dies. We have 18 sizes of strips to allow a border on the outside. Yeah.
You know, and we don't always talk about the binding, but I love how she chose that dark blue to really make the whole center pop.
Yeah, absolutely.
Really frames it well.
And these blocks, this fits the math, I guess, to cut the fabric in one pass through with the die.
Right.
So
Yeah.
you could cut this entire quilt top out in minutes.
Yeah.
So
Yes.
this could be a weekend project as well.
Oh, absolutely.
And a really great chain piecing block.
Yes.
To sit and stitch for days. And is it
definitely.
just a solid back? Should we see?
It is, but I do want to point out how Terry put the, corner
She put the corner
sleeves
up
on.
and
Yes.
a label.
Yes.
which is very important.
Yeah, but look at that fun stitching.
That is a good idea, though, to put your label on your sleeve.
Yeah.
That's a really great idea. But she also has really fun little custom labels.
She does.
Yes.
I kind of like that.
All right, quilters, all of these patterns are available as free downloads on the AccuQuilt website, including the 2 patterns that our experts created. Be sure to download your pattern before your die arrives so you'll be ready to go. I even hate to ask. Okay, Lynn, what quilt are you taking with you this time?
All right, I'm going to do something different. I'm so inspired.
Okay.
I'm going to take them all this time. These are so amazing. I think you both would agree.
Yeah, I
Yes,
agree.
yes,
I
they
If you
agree.
need them for another show, let me know. I'll bring
Okay,
them back.
Okay.
probably in a few weeks we'll need at least one of them. All right,
Well,
quilters,
I guess
go ahead.
Neither one of us is taking one with us, are we?
Okay, our good friends at Andover.
Oh, look.
And I'm super excited
This
about
is
this.
fun.
Want to help us make this a surely great tropical party. So they provided 2 lovely sections of fabric. You're going to notice these fabrics are going to make that pinpoint.
They are. You're going to make that
wall
wall
hanging.
hanging, and I'm going to go out on a limb and say, I bet you've even got extra fabric here.
I bet you do.
These are so
You are the
fun.
lucky winner.
I'm loving
These 2 together,
These 2 together.
they're my faves.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do.
Well,
And
closely followed by these 2.
Yeah,
ooh,
but I
there's
do
something
love that
about the
orange.
teals. They all sing. They all sing
all sing.
together.
They all sing. Our new thing is that producer Brock doesn't let us see the fabric until the show. So we're loving it just as much as you. All right, but they say we have to give it away.
Oh, okay. Well, the winner of the first selection of fabric is, we'll do a big drum roll here, is Lori B. from Cat Springs, Texas.
Congratulations. And the second winner of a selection of fabric is, drum roll please, Peggy K. of Sumter, South Carolina.
Oh, congratulations. And a huge thank you to Andover for sponsoring today's show. Our quilters are going to love making their palm project. With that, that's the pinpoint
Wall hanging
wall hanging.
by Terry Van Bosch.
Yes.
Listen, we could do so much with this fabric.
So much.
All right, but they're going to make us give it away, so we
Okay,
will.
we will, because we love you all.
We do. All right, quilters, the time has come. We asked which expert project is your favorite, and it's time to announce the winner. And I don't know how they're going to choose because I loved
know.
both projects so much.
I bet everybody has steam coming out of their quilting years.
I do.
All right, the team counted all of your votes, and the winner is, drum roll please. It's bold. Congratulations to both of you.
Okay, truly, I think that is a
I
great
think
thing.
that is the right answer,
They were
right?
different kinds of colorways and different kinds of projects, but both of them were so creative and so inventive.
Absolutely.
All right, quilters, we have plenty of amazing deals available for you on our website, including new bundles available for you to purchase the new Go Palm die.
That's right, and if you want to place an order, simply pop open a new tab in your browser. Type in accuquilt.com/party to go to the site, see those offers, and place your order.
All right, in my quilting head, I want to make something with the palm and the flamingos. I'm totally down for that.
Yes, yes.
I just feel like that's super
Yes,
fun.
that would be fabulous.
In our spare time. So it's a time for us to get ready
Yes.
for our next show. We hope today's tropical launch party was just what you needed to inspire you for your next project.
See you next time.
Thanks for watching our show. Be sure to follow us on Facebook and subscribe to our YouTube channel and look for live events every Tuesday and Wednesday.
You can visit the events page on AccuQuilt's website for more details on upcoming shows. And while you're there, check out the blog for tips, tricks, tutorials, and inspiration galore,
And remember, at AccuQuilt, we help you cut time.
so you can quilt more. Don't forget to check out our events page to register for upcoming events. Registering for each event means that you're entered to win a door prize that we'll give away during the show.
Be sure to join me every Wednesday at 12 noon Central Time for AccuQuilt Live. We have tons of fun. Tomorrow, the lovely Erica and I will be finishing the Go Stars in the Crown throat quilt with all of you.
And join us every Tuesday at 12 noon Central Time for more launch parties and trunk shows. These events are filled with tips, tricks, and inspiration. Next time, Pam and I will be having a friendly quilt block competition, and you'll get to determine the winner. We hope to see you there.